Hi guys, welcome back to Sacred Tips on how to navigate them. So I already pulled out two cards, and what came out was the Fool and the Hierophant, and I think you really be knowing you're supposed to be taking this new journey and letting Spirit lead you, right? To your highest, happiest, favorite timeline, right? Yeah, and we do that by really planning and making it a point to address these unconscious fears that are running our life, right? That are really like I heard keeping us on repeat, replaying the same situation scenarios. And if we're really like making plans, you could have an online influence as well, but like recognizing, making plans and recognizing like you hold the whole world in your hands as a form of prayer. You have the whole world in your mind as a form of imagination. You can create any world that you really want to. That's how we create consciously with intention. And that's what we're being called to do, right? Is really be intentional with ourselves and our thoughts and really move through this life consciously rather than unconsciously, and letting um, our fears and our unconscious mind rule us. That's what I heard. And then really recognizing you could be very stoic as well. Really recognizing where we're letting our minds master us and we're not taking the reins of our life, right? So we have to cut off the things that have control over us or our actions, right? Are we unconsciously calling in things that we don't want? You know? Um, yeah, and like this is like learning to grow with intention, like recognizing you may be just beginning. That's weird. I heard to ride a horse, so maybe you are. I don't know where that came from. But yeah, like you're more intentionally setting your pentacles and planting your seeds, right? So that you can like grow what you want to. And this is also like recognizing when it's time to like give up the fight. There may be all these people wanting to fight you, wanting to get you out of character, wanting you to be angry, and like kind of just in the non-stop fight where you're not like I'm gonna lay down. I heard these swords. Um, I heard spitting swords too for some reason. 2, 3, 4 on the timer. So you're laying the swords that they're spitting at you, the envy, jealousy, negativity. You're like, no, I'm laying this crap to rest. Because I don't want to live in that reality, right? And you're really learning to master your emotions, right? You can have Pisces in your chart too. That's what I heard. Um, really learning to master your emotions, right? And no longer like plant seeds of doubt, fear, right? You're letting the tower crumble. And I heard generously, you're no longer taking care of these people um, that can take care of themselves, right? You're no longer enabling people, you're letting the tower fall. Like, you're not enabling people, that's what I heard. You're like standing in confidently in your journey too, right? Recognizing um, that you're a sunflower, you're meant to help others shine, right? Okay, so someone wanted to keep you in like a lover situation that wasn't very loving, right? They wanted to keep you in this situation where they were literally stabbing you a whole bunch. And they wanted it to look like this loving situation. I heard ship, because that's what it was, a situation ship. Um, but really, they were no emperor. They were like a freaking page, like a knight. I keep hearing page when I see the knight. So someone is really trying to be higher up than they actually are, right? And they had a lot of options, or they wanted to keep you as an option. Yeah, but you spend a lot of time recognizing that they put you in this state of not being able to meditate, right? Not being able to integrate, and you were like, no, I think this has to go. Or you're in the process of letting something like that go, right? You don't want to fight anymore. You don't want to have your guard up all the time. That's no fun. Yeah, so you're walking away. Did I not freaking say that? I'm so sad. And it's 4:44 on the timer, which means you're fully freaking supported. So keep growing and glowing and going. My goodness. I actually made myself get up and do some breath work and meditation, and it's been a hot minute. Um, life be life, and but I was also spending some time with my oldest son, which was amazing. Yeah, so you are really coming out. You had to shift your perspective and actually acknowledge what this situationship taught you and what it brought you was the recognition that you are the holder of all the magic and you are able to move yourself in any way, any place by using maybe prayer. You know what I mean? Mastering that mind, whatever it was. You brought yourself from this unbalanced place, and you were like, no, I have to give up the things that are making me unbalanced. So you called judgment on the situation. What the hell am I going? And I'm proud of you. Yeah, this was a really lustful energy, right? And they really, I heard one of them master your emotions, like make it to where you weren't controlling yourself or your emotions, right? You weren't one with your mind, body, and soul, is what I heard. Yeah, they wanted to keep you ungrounded, bro. So I think, okay, so we'll do some oracle. Maybe a couple of mine. Yeah, we have Chokma, wisdom, inspiration, spark, divine, masculine. You're really mastering yourself, divine and feminine. Both whole parts of you. No. The soul triangle, mystical, soul-led harmony. You are finding the peace within, bro. Right, bro. And like you're mastering this lustful side of you, you know what I mean? So you may have been very lusty in this situationship, and then recognize like, hey, the tower has to come down, right? Courage, faith, fighting spirit, recognizing like you have to let go of these things that are, or your tower is always going to be crumbling, right? And that's when the divine feminine and masculine are aligned. You know what I mean? The path, lovers, humor, choices, intelligence. This is balancing your masculine and your feminine energy, and really just being whole with oneself. All right, some of my cards, and that's where I'm going to leave it. I told you already, master that motherfucking mind. They have to learn to love themselves, bro, and it's part of the journey. So definitely send them love because you know how it is to be at war with yourself and everyone else, right? We know how that is. And we don't wish it upon anybody. You need to set boundaries, but know, yeah, definitely, that every day has to go through that stage. And we're not meant to save people from it. We're meant to save ourselves from that kind of crap. Patience, trust the wait is all divine. What are you doing that is harming your family or yourself? Because harming yourself is harming your family. Do you want to raise your children in dysfunction or safety? What are your core values? Do you know them? Master your mind. Become superhuman. Be still and appreciate each day. Gratitude will bring you places that you can't even imagine. So really learn to sink into it. Maybe write a gratitude list each day. Or start small if 111 is too many. Start with 5, dude. 5 in the morning, 5 at night. Just baby steps towards that gratitude because it will change your life. Alright, guys, I hope this helps, and I'm sending you an intention to this reach whoever needs to reach, and I'm super grateful for each and every one of you.